What's up, guys? This is Sam, and today we're going to show you another video. So if you see, I'm in Ori and the Blind Forest. That's because might be Ori and the Will of the Wisps. No, it's not. Yes, I'm Ori. So I'm going to do a review and some gameplay of Ori and the Blind Forest. It's quite a nice game. In fact, I haven't completed it, but I've heard that the ending is amazing. But in every way, I think Ori and the Blind Forest is it's a beautiful game. Quite old. Probably a lot of people have made Let's Plays on it already, but still, it counts to do the reviews. So, you play as Ori, someone who basically had, there's been darkness falling from the place. Darkness fell a certain place, and it's basically a game about just feeding something which slowly it's taken over the forest, an evil spirit that's taken over the forest, and you do after something very bad has happened. I don't want to spoil any tiny bits of it at all, because this will be a spoiler-free video. And as you see, it's like this in combat, but the combat can be very fun. It doesn't look as fun, but that's just because, when you have a look at, say, combat for Assassin's Creed, it doesn't look that good, but it is really good. And it's a platformer, but not in the ways that it's a story-driven platformer. It reminds me of just well, it doesn't remind me. It just makes me think of just this amazing artwork. And you see me wall jumping, common platformer thing, and something I love about it is that you unlock things like double jump, or have a look, double jump, and you fight these enemies. You see these orange things. Well, those are XP for a skill tree. It's like in Far Cry Primal, if you played that game, where you get skill points. You don't have a level. Your leveling is sort of based through these skills, like Spirit Flame, Wall Jump, Charge Flame, Double Jump, stuff like that. And the blue things, if you hold E, checkpoint. You can create your own checkpoints, and that meter tells you when you can do it, but you gotta have the blue bars. And of course the green is the health, or the cauliflower is the health. Wait, water vein. Boom! I think I just completed a level. So basically there's this, assortment of levels, these kingdoms that have been, basically taken over by an evil bird and stuff. Ginzo Tree. Okay. And as you see, it's quite story-driven. Yep. Very story-driven. Which, if you like story-driven games, it might be good for you. If you don't like story-driven games, well, bad. You should be punished to the wastelands. like it's a puzzle platformer. It also has these bosses. If you're wondering if they're cheesable, definitely cheesable. Like this type of combat, you can cheese the combat easily. All you have to do is some experience. Like there's a boss that literally you can literally just completely cheese out. You can cheese, like, I didn't know I could cheese it because I don't like go looking up when I play a game how to cheese a game. In fact, I didn't even know what cheesing a game meant when I first started playing games. It was my friends who like for Terraria was like, hey, let's find out how to cheese kill the Moon Lord. And I was like, what's cheese killing? And then it's like, personally I think it's not that fair to cheese kill, but if you really have trouble with certain bosses, maybe it is good for you. Maybe you think it's amazing. But personally, not that good to me. And these soul links, these are very, very useful. Like, not creating a soul link when I need to, just wrecks the entire game. But it does have autosave on, and there's these little bits that autosave for you. And yeah, these enemies, stuff like that hurts you if you haven't been paying too much attention. Which you should, because this is pretty much just the entire gameplay. If this sort of platforming gets, I don't know, boring to you, then probably don't play, because that's the basic premises of the game. Like, create a soul link here. Create soul links whenever you can. Like, have a look, I died then, because I didn't know where to go. Basic spot for a soul link. It's like, link to the soul! That's the annoying thing about this game. If you ever get annoyed by platforming in games, like maybe when you were a kid or something, you got annoyed because you couldn't complete like a Super Mario level or something, this is the kind of game you will not like. And of course there's in Definitive Edition, which is the one I got. Well, you have two different versions. Definitive Edition, which is always better, or Normal Edition, which, you know, I have a bit of respect for Normal Edition, but Definitive Edition offers more combat. Like, I've only got 2 Definitive Edition games, but still. Like, if you like this sort of gameplay, then really cash in. If you also like nice story-driven games, Ori and the Will of the Wisps released a few years ago or something like that. And I played that a tiny bit when I still had a subscription to Xbox Live. Oh, perfect. But they're pretty much the same, except it's like a new update in sorts. Oh crap! Oh, and stuff like that can happen. I'm not ruling that annoying bit out. It's a fun game, but boy, it can be frustrating at some periods of time. Like that. Like, you have to redo the entire thing. I'm not gonna talk about any of the plot points at all. But it's got an amazing story. Like, some people don't like story-driven, like story-driven FPSs are one of the most hated ones. But story-driven games are some of my personal favorite types of games. But really, I have like a lot of respect for these artwork in games because they put so much detail. It's like for people who do the Inception art on stuff, like the Inception art where it just keeps going zoom in. I have a lot of respect for people who do this, because they just like just do amazing artwork. Like I would need to do years or get trained by professionals to even try to do this. Like Eric Baroni, when I did Stardew Valley, if you want to make a game, follow his tips, like just force yourself to get better at art. Seems like an amazing tip. And I believe this is an indie game. If it is an indie game, then so basically you're Ori, you got indoctrinated by this bear. This is the early game story. I said I'm not gonna do any spoiler story stuff, but this is just like you need to know the story of this. And then then he just goes through many years of Ori's life, and the bear thing dies, and then but at the end it goes to a very happy ending. Oh no! Okay. Okay, so this is the annoying bit of Ori and the Blind Forest. As you might see, is the very avid, like stuff like this. It can really annoy you if you really, really hate platformers with complex mechanics or story-driven games. Oh, goodness me. I mean, I've complimented this game for so much things lately in this video, but one thing is like stuff like this. Like, how does this... Oh, so there's a lot of big brain moments. Like, games with time seals and stuff make you do more avid thinking about stuff, like quick thinking. But I never thought that this wall that's a wall would actually do this sort of stuff. And like this beautiful map. It's gameplay. I mean, if you like what you're seeing now, it's probably gonna be quite good. But if you don't like what you're seeing now, this is the sort of moments you go, goodness me. Like that. Quick thinking. But platformers, one of my favorite games, and this doesn't like stop that. Like that doesn't stop my loving of platformers. So yes, there's spider creatures, so if you don't like spiders, and there's also porcini mushrooms. To me, in my country, in the old Aussie country, they're quite rare and remarkable to a lot of people. But ooh, where am I? And this is why I think this is like, not to say I hate platformers, but just sometimes they can be really annoying. So if you like this gameplay, this is of course the skill tree. Triple jump, stuff like this, just a massive skill tree. If you want my tips, go for these, but these first and these. These and these first, then you buff up your combat. Because like, this is like, ecosystem? No, this is ecosystem. This is health and stuff. This is like combat. So if you want it in that perspective. But on that note, that's all the time I have for this video. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and if you want, ring the bell. I never really do, but it will help the channel a lot, because if you subscribe, it will be amazing. And on that, and that is good.